what we communicate to you today relates to your own inner peace. And in this way, we explain how to relate to your world on the outside and your world on the inside and who you are. And we would say, because you relate and rely so heavily on the exterior for cues on how to act. This is why we say, do not watch the negative, do not participate in adding to the negative, but instead focus on that which you wish to see. And we have given examples. You do not, and we do not suggest that you should turn your back on your fellow man and not attempt to help. We simply say that participating in negative activities and negative feelings and emotions and activities does not aid in the creation of the things you want. It aids and increases the things you already don't want. So if you are against hunger, participate in the feeding of people. If you are against animal cruelty, participate in the fostering and the health of animals or restoring those animals to health. It does not mean when you stay away from the negative or shun the negative, it does not mean to ignore the negative things in your world. It means in seeing them, you will know that you wish these things to be different, and you may participate in the changing of these things. And your participation depends on which cause you most associate with. And so therefore, participating in cleaning the waters of your earth is not practical if you live in the desert. And it is also not practical if your real interest lies in feeding your neighbors or helping with illness. You do yourself and others a disservice when you participate in activities that you feel obligated to help with rather than those in your heart. Every individual is given instincts, impressions, and drives to complete their piece of the puzzle. And when you ignore your piece of the puzzle and try to do someone else's piece, even though it doesn't feel as good as doing your piece, you're doing the world a disservice. So we would say, help, but help in the way that feels best to you, not in the way that feels like obligation. And we have said this before. Helping out of obligation is not helping. It's not helping you, and it is not creating a positive energy for those you are helping. It is creating a negative energy, a somewhat negative energy, not as negative as the opposite. Help in the way you wish to help. If you are not fond of caring for children, then don't choose that as your charity work. There are so many ways to help. You even help by smiling at those who are sad and lonely. You help in a million small ways everywhere you go. And when you maintain a positive energy, when you show the smiles, when you hold a door, when you nod, these are all charity activities, energetically. And when you do them from the heart, because you want to, rather than because you feel obligated to, that is where the real difference is made. There are things that you do purely by existing that create a positive energy, and you may not be aware of these. If all charity feels like obligation to you, then your charity is something different that you have not realized, that is not perhaps visible in your external world. Perhaps your charity is triggering others to their charity, or triggering others to clear negative beliefs about themselves. We give this example merely as one aspect of a myriad of ideas on how you help this world by being in it. We do not ever say ignore the bad that goes on in your world. We simply say the change needs to come in the form of something positive. Adding to the negative creates more negative. Shutting off the addition of negative energy and funneling that energy toward the opposite activity, what you do want to see, creates energy that you may not understand has huge, huge impact. And if everyone stopped contributing to the negative and focused on what they want to see instead, in the way they can do it from their heart without feeling obligation, and everyone did their piece in that respect, the world would change so dramatically. And we are seeing this now. You have all begun this. And it snowballs. You know this analogy. It goes faster and it gets bigger. Just start it down the hill and let it go. Only we would say this perhaps is a negative illustration due to the snowball's destructive force at the bottom of the hill. But we mean this in a positive way. A good snowball, for when it hits its target, it changes things for the better. And so, we would say, we would love to see you release obligation and do those things that you enjoy doing to create the feelings and the expressions and the ways of being that you would like to see in your world. Do your piece, and it all falls into place. We thank you.